Begin with that coordinated sabotage of France's national rail network just hours ahead of the Olympics opening ceremony tonight in Paris. The SNCF targeted by what they've called a massive attack with overnight vandalism, including arson, targeting cable boxes and signaling systems. The seemingly coordinated attacks hit major axes to the northeast and southwest of Paris, while another was thwarted in the southeast. Paris prosecutors have opened an investigation. Some 800,000 travelers have been impacted, with the Eurostar canceling a quarter of its trains. Well, it comes not only as Paris hosts the Olympics, but also as people across France have been traveling for the summer holidays. Let's hear from some passengers stranded at the Gare Montparnasse here in Paris.
It's a criminal act. It's the opening ceremony of the Olympics today. All the French traveling today are affected, and many tourists too. The world's eyes are on Paris right now. It's unacceptable.
We've been trying to find ways to arrive at our destination. There are some ferries available until 6:30 p.m., so we're exploring different options.
On the application, it says our train is 2 hours late, so we're hoping it'll stay that way. If it doesn't, we'll have to take a car and drive to Spain or something. But for now, we can just keep our fingers crossed and wait.
For the very latest, we can cross to the Gare Montparnasse and speak to France 24's Sophie Lamotte, who's been following the situation for us there. Sophie, what's the latest on train traffic?
Absolutely. Well, you can see behind me, we're just outside Gare Montparnasse. The traffic is starting up again very slowly. You're seeing some movement. Essentially, the axes that are the most impacted are those towards circulating trains bound towards the southwestern parts of France. We've spoken to the head of the Atlantic Railway, the person in charge of the whole western axis of the trains, who said that only 1 out of 3 trains are currently circulating throughout France, throughout that region of France. And he's also expressed how sorry the SNCF was for not being up to the task. As he said, he's reminded how important of a weekend this was in terms of travels, Parisians leaving the capital, people traveling from all over France and all over Europe to get to the opening ceremony today of the Olympics, obviously. He's also said that 4 Olympic trains carrying athletes were impacted this morning. 2 of them were able to depart, but 2 of them are still unsure if these athletes are going to make it or not to the opening ceremony tonight. That's supposed to happen, take place in just a few hours. And he said that hundreds of police officers, firefighters and engineers from the SNCF are currently working to fix this breach.
That's certainly a pretty major disruption. What have you been hearing from the travelers you've been speaking to?
Absolutely. If you go inside the Montparnasse station just behind me, you'll hear announcements after announcements resonating through the halls with, obviously announcements of trains being delayed, more trains being cancelled, and hundreds, if not thousands of people sitting on the ground in the station with their luggage, waiting, stranded, as you've mentioned just earlier, 800,000 of them stranded. There's a real sense of frustration here in the Gare Montparnasse with Parisians leaving on holiday, some wanting to escape the chaos of the Olympics with so many tourists, millions of tourists coming to Paris.